Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you today how to outline your board in Illustrator and then upload it onto Classroom so that I can print it. So I'm going to go from the very beginning, so if you're having problems with any of the steps, hopefully this will help you. So first of all, we are in our classroom, and we're going to go to Classwork, and we're going to go to the board template Illustrator resources, and we're going to click here on full scale board template, and that's going to open this thing here, and then you can download this. So it's annoying, you got to go over to here. There is a better way of doing this, but I've forgotten how to. You can do it straight from that original page. Somebody showed me how to do it, but then I forgot how to do it. But anyway, while that's going on, so now we can just download it, and it should turn up in my tray down the bottom here, and there we go. Right, so now I've got Illustrator already open, so you can open it through there, but I'm just going to click on here, double click on it, and here we go. So we're now in Illustrator. This is the same version of Illustrator that you have if you've used the CC version that you downloaded. And this is what it looks like. Right, so now here's the crucial thing. To begin with, you cannot draw here. It won't let you draw on here. Right, so I'm going to be showing you how to use the pen tool, and currently you can't draw on here. This is like, well, this is broken, right? Can't work, right? So the reason why it's broken or why it's not working is because there are two layers to this file. And so if you go over here to layers, you can see that one of them has got this locked icon. Now we want to keep the locked icon, we don't want to unlock it. What we want to do is we want to work on this layer here, on this red layer, layer 2. Right, so we're going to select that, and now we can do stuff. Right, as you can see. Right, now there's still a whole lot of other stuff that we need to do, but now we're ready to do some stuff. So I'll just delete that. So we need something to trace. So let's go and find something to trace. So I'm going to go up here. So I'm going to design a penny board. So I'll just type in penny board templates. There we go. That's looking good. And down here, let's see, we'll look for images. What do I like here? We want something that has a dimension on it. Well, actually, I'm cheating because I actually know what the dimensions are. But I think maybe, let's see. That's a long board. Let's do this. Right, so we'll copy this image. Copy image, and then we'll go back to Illustrator, and we can go Control V to paste it. Right, and so there it is. Now it's tiny. We need to make it bigger. Now you can, if you just do this, obviously you can make it bigger, but it's going to be some weird shape, so we don't want that. So make sure you hold down the Shift key. Right, so holding down the Shift key, make it big enough so that we can work with it. Right, now let's zoom in a bit. So by the way, zooming in, I'm just using the Alt key and then using my scroll key to zoom in and out. My scroll button, right? If you're using a trackpad, which most of you will be, you're on your own. I don't know how to use trackpads, too hard. Right, so that is that. Now, how big should it be? Right, so there's no dimensions on here, but what I do know is that these penny boards are the standard ones, which are pretty small. They're 22 inches. I don't know what that is. Let's go find out. 22 inch in centimeters. Right, 55.88. Let's say 56. Good. So we want this part here to be 56. So now I don't know how to measure that. Well, we can use these measurements up here, but that's pretty annoying. So instead, let's do this. Let's make the image, but crop this image down so it's exactly the right size for the actual board. So I'm just going to go to there and to there. Yeah, and then I'm going to apply that. And so now the actual image that I've got is exactly the right size, or is exactly the size of this box. And we can actually look at the size of that box by going to the transform section. There we go. Up here is transform. Open the transform panel, and we can see that currently it's 614. So what we want is 560. So I'm just typing in 560 there. Now, make sure, oh, actually it's not that at all. It's this that needs to be 560. Make sure that this is linked, right? If you unlink it, then it's just going to change one dimension. We want to change both dimensions at the same time. So just double click in here. What did we say? 560. There we go. Right, so now that is the right size. Now, as well as that, I want to make sure that I'm just going to zoom into the front here. As much as possible, we want this to be right on that center line so that we can draw to that center line. That looks fine. Okay, so now I'm going to draw this. I'm going to use the pen tool, and actually I might just deselect that and then just use the pen tool. Right, so I'm using the pen tool here, and now we need to deal with this thing here. Now it may be at a different place for you, it might be up here for you, but we need to deal with it. So the stroke here, we want the stroke to have some sort of color. We're going to make it red so it's easy to see. We don't want to fill. Actually, I'll leave the fill as white for now so you can see what happens. Actually, I'll make it black for now. Sorry, I'll make the fill black for now so you can see what happens when you start filling this up. And I'll make this 5 points so we can see what's happening. Right, so I'm going to start here. Right, so this is how you use the pen tool. So start with the pen tool, right? I'm going to go to there so it intersects with that center line. So I'm going to click once. Right, now I've got this line. I can now click again. Now I'm going to go to this part here, and I'm going to click again. Now, see that? Now first of all, notice that it starts to fill in the shape in black, and we don't want that because that's going to start hiding the drawing that we need. So first thing to do is go to the fill box and choose none. Second thing to do is undo all of the stuff that we just did, because we don't want to have this sort of jagged line. So I'm just going to go Control Z to undo to there. Right, change our fill to none again, and now we're going to go back to here, right, and this time we're going to click and drag, and when you drag you get these anchors to pull out. And what we want to do is we want to try and make it so that our curve follows the curvature of the actual board. And so now this will take a bit of getting used to, but you'll get the hang of it. Let's see, I think we can go all the way to here and then just drag. Now one of the things you'll notice is what you want is you want to create a curve where the anchors become a tangent to where you want to go, if that makes any sense. So I think something like that, actually, like that, and then we're going to come around to here, and I think we can just about get away. I'm just going to hold down Alt and scroll in and out. I think we can just about get away with going all the way to the end here. Let me scroll in again, zoom in again, and then click and drag. I'm going to I think that's right. Oh, now, so what you want to do is make sure that the first one and the last one in particular, that your anchors are perpendicular to the center line, so at right angles to the center line. So I'm just going to hold down Shift, and I'm just going to drop it there. right? And then we're going to finish our curve because we're only going to do half of it. I'm going to finish the curve, and there we go. Now let's see what we did. So that is pretty good, right? So that's pretty good. Now, if it's not good, so now notice this part here, that part's not great, right? It doesn't follow as accurately as we could. So what we want to do now is actually edit our curve that we created with the pen tool. So we're going to, we're not going to use the pen tool again. Instead, we're going to use this direct selection tool. So this is the selection tool, the normal selection tool. You can, click on different things. So the curve, or the drawing, things like that. Now, if we, on the other hand, use the direct selection tool, we can select that path, and now we can actually edit it. So, for example, we can move this up and down. Right, so just because you created something doesn't mean to say it's the end. You can still keep editing it. So, for example, I might edit it to do that, and I might come back here and decide that actually I want this to be flatter. So let's see, if I still stay here on this path, I can take this handle and move it in to make that curve flatter. I think that's kind of looking pretty cool. All right, I think that's pretty good. All right, good. So now I'm now going to get rid of my board template, or my board image. I'm going to delete that. And now I've just got half a board, right? Now, I don't want half a board, I want a full board. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over. So I'm going to go edit, so edit object, transform, and I'm going to reflect it. Right now, I don't want to reflect it backwards and forwards, I want to reflect it horizontally, right? And I want to preview, and I want to copy. Like that, right? And so now I'm going to take this one, I'm going to move it down, right? So now I'm going to move it down in a general way, so just down there. And now I'm going to move it back up to exactly where I need it to be, like that. Right, and so that is looking pretty good. Right, now save it. Yeah, I'm going to take a screenshot of it using my snipping tool. So I'm just going to take this like that, and I can use that. So I'll just minimize that, but I can use that in my slideshow, and then later on, and then now I can, now that I've saved it, I can now go and upload it to, let's go to the classwork section, BoardProject, upload your board template here for printing, right? So I can't obviously do that because I'm not a student, but you guys just click on here and you're familiar with how to upload things. So now upload the Illustrator file. Don't upload the JPEG or the screenshot. That's not helpful. What we need is the actual full Illustrator file. Once I've got that, then I can print them out for you. And that is it. Right? Hopefully that was helpful. Let me know how you get on. Thanks, guys.